The world is my runway. If you see me walking on the street, you're like, "Damn." I'm bold, I'm confident, a risk taker, kind, I'm loyal, sometimes nervous, sometimes shy, very, very talented, multifaceted. So of course my first name is Roushelle, R-O-U-S-H-L-E. In the beginning when I started my business, I came out as the Rain Legacy. Because first and foremost, I wanted to create a legacy of impacting people, impacting people's lives, their businesses. It just didn't fit. So the name was awesome, but it wasn't right for me. And Rain really speaks to my journey, and it speaks to who I am as a person. So that's how I came up with the double R. Dance has always been the foundation of my art life. It has always been the foundation of my creativity. I started going to fashion shows, started modeling more. I think runway is just my thing. The world is my runway. If you see me walking on the street, you're like, "Damn, that girl." I came across this post from a pageant. And it took every single ounce of energy. It took all my brilliance, all my creativity to make that cut, to make it to a point where I no longer feared what would happen or what wouldn't happen for me during that journey, during that process of the pageant. And I came out on top. Snap time. That was a chapter of sadness and depression and finding really and truly who I am and what I wanted. And a lot of people look at pageants as, the pretty, the glam, everything that you want, but they don't look at the other side, where I have to travel on public transit in a gown for 3 hours just to get to appearances. No one saw that side except for really, really, really close friends. So after producing, coaching, teaching, dance, pageants for so many years, roughly about 5-6 years, I realized that the statement or the phrase is true. You can be a jack of all trades or a Jill of all trades for a master of none. I wanted to master mine. So I wanted to take the experience from every single skill and trait that I had and put it into one. And then that's how I became a branding person, a brand specialist, a creative director, a creative strategist. And that's how I ended up here. She was a mentor. She was the real G, business mom vibe, a money magnet, really and truly. Kike Lola Olusanya. Our friendship was something remarkable, something impactful. So while I was studying creative advertising, we definitely had to do co-op. We had to do an internship. And Kike said, yes. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I did graphics, I gave her branding advice, photo advice, whatever it was that I could offer her, just like she was offering me. It was so powerful and mutual that losing her has really impacted me. Drastically. It's really about magnifying their greatness and defining who they are great for, and then blowing it up. And the more I spoke to my clients, the more that I realized that they didn't define who they really are. They were just everything. They didn't know that they were something for someone. That was one of the biggest things. clients, I realized she was established. She was known in her community, she was known to her clients, but she was stuck. It's like she hit that spot and there was no growth afterwards. What I tried to display and explain to her was that she just needed to cut down her services, really streamline and simplify her offerings so that the person, her secondary clientele is really who she wanted, but she kept focusing on her primary clientele, and that made the business continuously hit that stuck. She wasn't able to grow financially, she wasn't able to grow market share wise, and once she had put more effort into focusing on that secondary clientele, that's when she really started to turn the tables into something more and something different. And this was a starting point, a jumping off point. I did everything from graphics to website to making sure that all her collections were together for fashion shows and this and that, but it was too much. Again, I was also offering everything, which I shouldn't have been doing. And that taught me to let go of things. And I think at the time I was traveling around in Southeast Asia and I realized that this wasn't for me. All of this needs to stop, and I really need to focus on what I love and what my brilliance really produced. I've had to rebrand a few times, and I know how it feels when your audience is disconnected from who you are. The name Brand Whisperer came from my best friend. I had done her rebranding, and she said it in a conversation to someone, and then she wrote it as a review on Google for my business. And it just took off from there, and other people started calling me the Brand Whisperer. I mean, it's true. It's really true. Everything. Everyone. Art, culture, performing. I think my inspiration depends on the project I'm doing. Even just interior can be an inspiration. It just all connects back to how I feel about that specific brand. I'm silly. I tend to watch a lot of Korean drama, Chinese drama. I'm always listening to a mixture of J Park Alkaline, Vibes Cocktail, and BTS. And I love my OSTs from all the dramas that I watch. I do travel quite a bit. I just don't share it all the time. I like to stay mysterious. 90% of the time, I'm closed off. And I wanted to let people into my brand a little bit more. Feel a little bit more intimate. I wanted people to see the depth of the work that I do and how I do it. So welcome to the House of Roushelle Rain. And now that you've gotten to know a little bit about me, I hope to see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Toodles!